Hey, listen, man, real quick. We are about to lose another year, meaning that it's finished. It's gone, right? And every year, right, I tend to reflect, and even more so this year with all the things that's been happening. And have you ever got to a point yourself where you really just had to ask yourself, like, what did I really do this year? What did I really accomplish? And did I really maximize the time that I was given this year? So today, let's talk about the one thing that we all equally are given, regardless of, again, race, color, economic statuses, background, height, age. One thing that we're all equally given, that's time. And whether we choose to or choose not to maximize it. You feel me? So with that question in mind, right, that's when these are the type of conversations that I like having. Because when you really think about it, at the end of the day, there's only one thing that we should be asking ourselves every day, every second. And that's, did I maximize the time that I was just given, that I was just allotted? And so I really just want to ask you that same question, right? Which is simple. This year, what did you do with the time that you were given? Did you waste it? And I asked myself the same thing. Did I waste it? Did I take full advantage of it? You know what I'm saying? Did I take it for granted? Did I spend it on things that were not as important as I might have thought it was in that moment? Like, these are real questions. And that's really what I want to knock out today, right? That's the conversation I want to have today, because this is something that I always like doing. I like self-reflecting. And so, I mean, I know it ain't just myself that like self-reflecting. I know it's other individuals out there that like self-reflecting as well. So why not just have this conversation together, right? With no judgment. Just simply individuals who trying to make sure that we do the best that we can with the time that we given. New year or not, right? Every second, just trying to make sure that we really do that. And so with that being said, I really have 10 key principles that I've learned that's gonna assist me to make sure I can better my next year, meaning in this moment, 2025. I'm in this park, man. It's my first time out here, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I am loving it. Yeah, I'm loving it, and it feel good out here today. And so I just want to walk with you, talk with you, and I mean, just have a real conversation, right? And so, like I said, this video gonna be something smooth, bro, something chill, and we're just gonna have a real conversation about 10 key principles, I would say, to help us maximize our time, and not only maximize our time, but redeem some of our time. And so, I think we're supposed to go this way. Hey, you know how they say, I gotta make sure I know where I'm at. My mama always told me, hey, pay attention to how you get there, because you gotta know how to get back. So right now in this moment, I gotta pay attention to how I came in, because I'm in this state park, all these trails. Yeah, definitely not trying to be the one stuck out there. So with that being said, the first key is that time is the most common gift. And I like words, right? And I like paying attention to words. And so I first have to understand, what does it mean by common, right? Common mean it's the one gift that's universal. It's the one gift that each person has the same amount of, regardless of your age, regardless of your color, regardless of your economic status, regardless of where you were born, regardless of your cultural differences. One thing that we know for sure is that each day that all of us have breath, we all have 24 hours. You dig what I'm saying? We all have 24 hours. And within that 24 hours, it's all about how we maximize and how we utilize those 24 hours. It don't matter how much money you got in your bank account. It don't matter how much you got going in life. Y'all gotta look at this right quick, hold on. I don't even know what this is, but check this out though. It's crazy. Hey, this is gonna be a whole nother story. Built on the back of the enslaved. But back to the time being the most common gift, right? It was said once, whether a beggar or whether a billionaire, they both have 24 hours in a day. So knowing that knowledge, that means that what separates us is not our differences. What separates us is what we do with the time that we're given each day. And again, going back to that example, that single mother, you know, that's working 2-3 jobs and then going to school at nighttime just to make sure she can take care of her and hers and doing it successfully, right? And then that individual who 20, 21, 22, who don't have no responsibilities right now but smoking and drinking 24/7 and struggling, who is maximizing their time. Out of those two examples. Out of those two examples, who's maximizing their time more, right? So basically, to summarize that whole thing, what separates us is simply how we maximize and how we utilize our time. It don't matter our color, it don't matter our age, it don't matter our height, it don't matter our preferences, it don't matter where we come from, it don't matter what country we were born in, raised in, still live in. It simply comes down to who utilizes the time the best. And that's what I love about time, because no matter what, as long as God give me breath, this an equal playing field. Like, this the ultimate leveling playing field. Because it's you and me and time. What you gonna do with your 24 and what I'm gonna do with mine. Simple. And if I'm losing, metaphorically speaking, then I gotta sit back and look, what did I do with my 24? What did this individual that I feel like might be winning do with theirs? It's simple when we really just break it all the way down to the root. How y'all doing? Good, good. It is. So giving that one key, giving that first key, I wonder if you ask yourself, simple questions, man, just simple self-reflections. How did you maximize your time? Start by today. How did you maximize your today? Right? And if you feel like that answer is not good or poorly, then how could you better maximize it tomorrow, given that we're given some more time? Me on my hand, I did something I ain't done in forever, which is to intentionally make sure I start doing these YouTube videos, right? Not necessarily for nobody else, but really for myself. Because how can I do all this studying, all this learning, and I keep it in internally? I feel like that's a selfish act of mine. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's very selfish. I feel like that the reality of what I should be doing is making sure, because knowledge don't belong to nobody. Knowledge is free. You know what I'm saying? God makes sure he give us knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And so on my end, when I'm looking at it from that perspective, it's like, okay, I'm doing all this study and I'm leaving it behind for who, regardless. If anything were to happen, is there any type of portal, is there any type of content that I have that's immortalized that can be able to help anybody, whether it's my family or others? And I feel like me making sure that I guarantee that I start doing this and holding myself accountable and just making sure that I upload content, this video not gonna be the best. I promise y'all gonna see how quick I improve. This video might be one of my worst ones, but what matters most to me is the fact that I started. Because I wanna make sure and I wanna ensure on my end that I'm maximizing my time, right? And then the second key is this: you are defined by how you use your time. Again, the second key is this: you are defined by how you utilize your time. What I took from that is what you are, and what you are to become is all defined by how you utilize your time, how I utilize my time, how we utilize our time. You feel me? I mean, think about it. The ones who we admire the most, right? Obviously, you know, athletes, entertainers, those are some of the most easily recognizable positions to fill. So let's take somebody like a Kobe Bryant, like a LeBron James, like a Michael Jordan. Why do we respect them and why they put on the pedestal so high? It's simple because of what they did with their time. We know Kobe's story in the gym every day. Before practice and after practice, in the gym every day, right? We know why they're the greats. So that way, when that clock starts, when they playing that game in real life, we gonna see who the greats are. We gonna see who's been putting that time in, right? It's gonna show by the stats. It's gonna show by the, the points they put up, by their numbers. It's gonna show by what the score was at the end of the game. It's gonna show whether they're gonna get that extension, whether they're gonna get that payout, whether they're gonna get that ring. It's gonna show. And for the ones who put that time in, it shows. But that's for them, right? So let's break it all the way down root-wise. It's gonna come a point in time where our clock gonna strike 0-2. And what we don't realize, what I feel like a lot of us don't realize, is that we in a game, whether we want to admit it or not, whether we know it or not. The clock did not already started. It's clicking down. What quarter we in? That's what don't nobody know. For each of us. However, what we do know, as long as you got breath in your body, that clock is ticking. So when that clock strikes 0-0-0, you know what I'm saying? What's your stats? You feel me? What's your stats? Are you gonna be remembered in time? Are you going to be considered a legend? Are you going to have other individuals want to follow your footsteps? Follow how you utilize your time? Or are you going to be forgotten? Am I going to be forgotten? Are we going to be forgotten? Again, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to self. Ain't no judgment in this at all. It's just honesty. It's transparent conversations. What are your stats going to look like when that clock strikes 0, 0, 0? And if right now, how you utilizing your life and utilizing your time right now, when that clock strikes 0, you're not going to be remembered in time, not for no legend, then I you know what I'm saying? Like, I strongly advise you, I strongly advise me, I strongly advise us to go ahead and tighten up. You feel me? Because when time passes, so does a part of our life. We are on this earth, we are on this world, we are literally I would say judged, for better lack of words right now. We are judged based off of the time that we spent on this earth. So do me a favor, and I'm gonna do it too, like I've been doing. What I would do based off of that key, what I took from that in terms of action level is simple. Identify one level of my life, whether it's career, whether it's relationship, whether it's social life, whatever it might be, whether it's health. Identify one area, and then figure out what I can do better time-wise, efficiency-wise in that area, and then just do that for the week. Put my focus, put my attention on that for the week, and then see what the outcome is. Baby steps. And again, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to self, so that's what I'm gonna do. I would hope that you would do it as well. So that's key number 2. But I definitely want to keep it moving, because I definitely want to see some more of this part before the sun go down. So let's go ahead and get to key number 3. You feel me? Stay with me. All right, key number 3. Time cannot be stopped, but it can be controlled. Again, time cannot be stopped, but it can be controlled. So again, how I take that, like we was just speaking on earlier, time waits for no man. You dig what I'm saying? And time has no respect for nobody. A day gonna do what a day gonna do, a week gonna do what a week gonna do, a month gonna do what a month gonna do, and a year gonna do what a year gonna do. Hence the reason why I'm making this video right now, because currently where we at right now in this moment is coming to the end of one year and going into the beginning of another. So time waits for no one, but it can be controlled. So what I mean by that, what I take from that is simple, like what we were just saying. Who you want to be and what you do with the time you have is all based off of you and your actions and your efforts. So choose wisely. A better analogy. So think of time as a train, right? You can't stop the train, but you can determine when you're bored. You can determine where you get on that train at, what seat you sit in, when you get off, right? Saying that to say that at the end of the day, you control and you have 100% control over your destination. That's on you. Saying that to say that every decision that you make determines your destination. So if you say you're really on that legacy talk, but yet you scroll on social media every day and don't put no real work in, I mean, you kind of know where you're gonna end up, right? If you say you want to be a basketball player, but you ain't putting out 1 minute, second, hour into the gym, kind of know where you're gonna end up, right? You say you want to be in the best shape of your life, but you're still eating the worst food available, kind of know how that's gonna go, right? Like, it's really simple. We make it complicated, but it's really simple, bro. We just got to take accountability. I feel like the second we take accountability, the second that we'll realize how much power we really have. So again, action steps. Figure out what you're doing with your time. Before that, figure out what you're trying to do with your time. Then figure out what you're doing with your time. Or a better way to put it, and if what you're doing with your time is not assisting what you're trying to do with your time, then change it, pivot, make adjustments, and move accordingly. Key number 4, redeem time by refining your purpose. Again, redeem time by refining your purpose. Simply put, a new year or milestone is an opportunity to refine your purpose. And like I said, words are powerful, so then the question becomes, what's purpose? Well, for me personally, purpose is the foundation for a meaningful life. And I say that because without purpose, it's easy to waste time on things that don't really matter for you, that don't really, point you to the right direction, that don't really, it's not really beneficial. It's not really of value, meaningful. Without purpose, I had to watch out for all that mud, but without purpose, it's easy for you to waste time on things that don't necessarily align with who you are or where you're headed. So really, if you look at it, kind of like what I'm doing right here out here on this trail, you can look at time or you can look at purpose like the compass of your time or compass for your time. It kind of helps you make sure that you're going in the right direction. And if you turn, making sure that you're able to reroute, right? So again, look at purpose as the compass for your time. And I think when you do it like that, then it's simple, because then what you have to do is you have to go back and really question, who are you? Who am I? What am I here for? Right? What matters to me? What's meaningful to me? And am I moving according to that meaning? Am I moving according to that matter? Yeah, look at this, man. The irony of me talking right now, the irony of me speaking with you guys right now. While walking on the old slave plantation. It's crazy. But again, when you have meaning, when you have purpose, right? What others did before me, what others did for me, for us, the sacrifices that were made for my forefathers and foremothers, like my purpose is simple, to ensure that none of that was in vain. Simply put, to ensure that none of that was in vain. And so again, that's my purpose, to ensure that no sacrifices made on my behalf were in vain. And because I know that, I'm able to use that as a compass for my time to ensure that I'm going in the right direction and utilizing my time correctly. Is it taking me further from what my purpose is, or is it taking me closer to? If it's taking me further from, then it's simple. I did it. Except if it's taking me closer to, then I keep going. And really, when we start looking at things like that and start looking at things in that way, ain't no emotions attached to it. The questions is simple. Am I going further away from my purpose, or am I going closer to it? If the answer is further, then hey, I'm through here. My time here is finished. You feel me? Key number 5. Redeem vision. Redeem time by redefining your vision. Again, key number 5. Give me 1 second. They having a good time, man. Again, key number 5. Redeem time by redefining your vision. And I'll say that again. Redeem time by redefining your vision. So how I would take it and how I would look at it would be this. Vision is your guide to using time wisely, right? Again, vision is your time, or vision is your guide for using time wisely. However, redefining your vision ensures that you stay on course. So again, vision is your guide for using time wisely. However, redefining your vision would be to ensure that you stay on course. And my bad, I was just thinking in my head, but again, no, redefining your vision will be your guide to ensuring that you stay on course. You feel me? Just a little side note right quick, man, like as I'm walking through this, and that's kind of why I was pausing, because like I'm really walking through a plantation. And what's crazy, I had to pay to come in here to this plantation. But this plantation is now classified as a state park, a historic marker. So not just myself, but everybody who wants to come in here has to pay in order to be able to come in here. That shit crazy. So it's bittersweet because I'm looking at all this land. I'm looking at all these possibilities. I'm looking at these huts. I'm looking at these houses. Like, what we talking about, man? I'm looking at everything that I envision, that I'm working towards right now to build for me and my family to be. And so in one way, it's giving me inspiration. But then another way for me to know how this got here and know that everything I'm looking at was built on the back of slaves. that weren't allowed to be able to put those gifts and put those skill sets to use for them and their families, but instead were forced to have to put those skills and those talents to use for others' families, to be able to make others' families rich, to make other families more successful, to give other families more time. I mean, that makes for this video, like this video right on time, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like this video right on time. And that's why I wanted to come out here not even knowing that this is where I was gonna be walking on. I just wanted to come out to a state park for the first time, not knowing that the first state park I came to was gonna be a plantation, or once was a plantation. While I'm creating this documentation for myself on how to better utilize time moving into 2025. Like if this ain't God given, man, I don't know what is. But back to the message, because I will get sidetracked and start going down a whole rant. Back to the topic though. So it said that time is an opportunity to redefine your vision, right? And it's simple, like if time is an opportunity to redefine your vision, then if you don't have a clear picture of where you're going, how do you know if you're on track or not? Going back to that train example, that train analogy. If you don't know where to get on the train at and when to get off, it don't matter how fast you're going. How do you know if you're going the right direction? What Cole say? The good news is you came a long way. The bad news is you went the wrong way. Think being broke is better. And that's real. And a lot of us, I feel, man, are going the wrong way. Fast. We have so much technology advancements that it's a pro and a con. A pro because we can most for sure try to get back some of that time that has been wasted or that's been spent on trying to figure things out and accumulating information and knowledge before us, from our grandfathers and our grandfathers' grandfathers and our grandmothers' grandmothers, etc., etc. So that's a pro. However, the con is that because we got all this information in the tip of our hand now, if we're picking up the knowledge that's not gonna help get us where we're trying to go, it's gonna take us the wrong way. The distraction's gonna take us the wrong way. But I told y'all I'm good for tangents, so let me go ahead and stay on track. Let me stay on track. So simply put, your visions shape your priorities and gives meaning, gives direction to where to allocate your time. So what I would take that from and how I would be able to process that while I'm walking around like I like to do, no, obviously that's why I'm out here too, is really think about, okay, how can I better improve my vision? How can I strengthen my vision to ensure that I have a clearer understanding of exactly what it is I'm doing and where I'm going? That way I know how to be able to prioritize my time. I really want to walk back here though. It's calling me. This spot right back here. I don't know what that is, but it's for sure calling me. So I'm about to go back there.